people they can hear, but they watch it from up above on the road, all they ever hold. And money caught one in the dome, now it's hard to even pick up my phone. Leave me alone, I be in my zone. I'm getting grown, but not too grown to let my feelings show. Anything you want, you can get, you gotta build it though. I blew up quick and lost some shit, but now I'm feeling.
Oh, okay. We are ready to roll. We are ready to fight. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, it is time for the finale tally wally bally of the knock quest. We're knocking them down and racking them up. The Alliance playlist is getting completed by the day, quicker and quicker, thicker and slicker. Thank you for stopping by the channel. The name is Coop, Loop, Toop, Mark, call me whatever you want. Lark, Stark. Let's get into it. You can see we have a strange title here. Dreams don't die, indeed, indeed. And I'll get into that. But first, we'll start a little gameplay section where I'll tell you what we're doing game-wise here is what you will do, my friend. Over and over and over again, when you complete the quest line, essentially, this is the 8-man party alliance battle, which I, of course, will be soloing because that's the whole theme of this channel, to do it all by yourself because everybody's trash. Sorry. Got triggered. Anyways, guys, this is quite a hard battle, a series of 4 battles, with the first 3 being his minions, quite an easy troop of creatures, and the next group being, the last one being Nocturnus himself, and essentially he's a pretty hard boss. You really don't need much in preparation besides possibly 2 healers. And maybe some way to get rid of curse and stun, because those are the 2 main status effects he does. But other than that, he doesn't have too many crazy gimmicks. He summons rock bombs that you definitely want to get rid of because they basically instantly kill you. But other than that, pretty simple battle. Before we go, though, you do have to do a little bit of questing, as in you head towards Hope Hill, which is over on one of the Lindergia maps, and you plant the seed first, right? And then we go to this spot over here in Nalbia, over in the middle of the island, so we can warp over into Nocturnus's world, beat his ass, and send him somewhere else, because Astoltia is not for you, Mr. Nightmare. Astoltia is for the people who want to be here, and not for the people who want to destroy it, change it into a world of nightmares and chaos, right? But that's the thing about Nocturnus, and that's the thing about the title. His wants, his dreams won't die, just like our dreams don't die, just because some nightmare asshole decides to come in and wreck them. And why don't they die? Well, story-wise, it's because we planted the seed. And that's what you got to realize. If you really want a dream, you got to plant your seed properly. And when I say plant your seed properly, I mean, you know, give it proper soil, you know, bury it, of course, so that nobody else can see it until, of course, it's coming out of the ground and producing a lot of fruit or beauty or whatever it is. But yeah, you put it under soil, you bury it, you know, you water it daily, and you keep thinking about that desire. And I'm gonna start on my crazy podcast rambles now, so I will give a quick aside here. I tried to defeat Nocturnus with this team right here. We have a Dragon Mage, we have a Sage, and we have our funny little Piggy Wiggy, Shammy here as well. Pretty okay team, but Shammy does have a staff that doesn't do anything with status effects, right? So because of that, because he can only heal and he can't really help us not get, or you know, help us get rid of stun and all the status effects, it doesn't really do as well. And the Sage, on top of that, is not the greatest healer when it comes to straight up, I guess, survivability potential and speed of revives. So because of that, we do actually fail this fight, and then I switch over to Druid on my main, and then I get the Heal Slime instead of Shammy, and that's what we'll be fighting Nocturnus with. Luckily, because I did this, we'll have an opportunity to see both the cutscenes, both the one where, you know, you're going to see normally when you play this over and over again as a, you know, as a quester in this game, and we'll see the refight option where, you know, if you fail, you have to come back into the room, and he's like, "Oh, you're back. Time to kick your ass again," or whatever. So we'll see both versions of that cutscene because of my failure. As you can see here, I fail a lot during this game, and even right now, because I forgot to go to fucking Hope Hill before I went here, so, you know, and I left it in because I felt like I'd probably need more time to ramble on. As you can clearly see, I just have too much to talk about, for the aforementioned reason, because I know my dreams aren't gonna die, because as far as I'm concerned, my seed is still planted in the soil. I'm sorry if that got a little sexual there, but yeah, I planted my seed long ago, and I keep going back. I keep watering it. You know. Sometimes I do neglect it, but it just keeps growing anyways. You know, it's festering. The roots are too deep at this point, and so now, yeah, I am watering it every day. I do realize that it's going to take a while for it to actually seem like it's producing visible results, and yeah, that is what we must do. You got to be comfortable with all of your failures, your transgressions, the things that you lack. It has to be, you know, a point of motivation for you to know that you have so much more to go, you know. And so that is why a lot of times these dreams, I say they don't die. Oh. Because even if all of the effort you put into the seed that you planted, you know, and all that motivation that you put towards it, even if you stop, you realize that thing in the ground is just not going to go away. That's not what energy does. That's not what the earth does. It always does something with anything. Even, you know, the little gum wrapper that you threw on the ground, that turns into something. It all has to go towards something. One of our greatest scientists taught us this very long ago, that matter is not created nor destroyed. It only transferred. And that is the same thing with your dreams, with your energy. It's not some goofy, woofy, mumbo jumbo, wumbo, you know, macho, lacho, tacho, matcha green tea latte. It's not that, man. It's a real shit. It's just like most guys turn themselves away from it because it feels, you know, we're more physical visual representation, guys, and it feels like, you know, shit is going to be unfair because that is essentially what you are focusing on. It feels like some people have all the answers and all the assets already because it is what we are focusing on. And actively, how we think our dreams die, or how we think our dreams are, you know, taken away from us, is really just an energy transfer. You know, that person who maybe convinced you that you can't do it, or that comment that you read that just said I should probably stop, or, you know, that parent who's like you know, so they took that energy from you to fuel themselves, you know. And it may just be a fuel for their fears. It may be a fuel for, you know, the general complacency and resentment they have for the time that was lost. Because that's the thing, guys. Even if we are not able to fulfill our dreams, the time that we put in towards them, I'm saying that shit never goes away. So honestly, I really feel like at this point, my dreams have already been fulfilled because the time that I've put in, I realize that it's already, you know, actively inspiring multitudes to do things that are at least similar to me, or, you know, just go out and do something that's crazily different, because this is crazily different content than, you know, at least most of the shit that I see on YouTube. I don't know, man. And then I think it's also because I actively, like, you know, tell YouTube not to recommend me things like this. You know, I don't really watch a lot of Let's Plays anymore because I've seen basically all the games I want to see. There aren't really good new games coming out that I want to see people play. The good games coming out, I like to see people stream them. But as far as like a Let's Play format and somebody like really breaking it down and showing me how things go, it's like if I really want to play a game that comes out recently, or I really want to see a game that comes out recently, most times I will just play it myself. Because a lot of them are really cheap indie games and whatnot. I know there's probably a ton of Silksong Let's Plays out there. But yeah, on top of that, a lot of people don't really delve into deep thought topics with video games. If I want deep thought topics, I usually have to go to some weirdo sitting in their car crying about how dating is terrible. But yeah, you know, I do really love a lot of think pieces, and people who, you know, implore you to think and use your own perspective in this life, because these are the conversations that I like to have, and I feel like I don't have an opportunity to just because of the environment that I have been placed in. And so, yeah, I understand that this is different content. I understand that this is possibly things that people don't need or want, but I don't care. And I know that this dream that I have of being able to, you know, just live and be at peace with where I am financially, situationally, you know, everything. I know this dream will not die, you know, because I have it so cemented in my mind. And on top of that, I sort of live like I already have it. You know, it's very hard for me to get out of the state of being broke. But once I relinquish that and I realize that I really don't want a lot of money, I want to be comfortable and I want enough space and time to do what I want to do. And then I realize, yeah, it's just a lot of vanity. I don't really need much, and you don't really need much, you know? And that's the funny thing about dreams, is that oftentimes the reason why we think they're dying is not because of the dream itself, it's because of all the shit you added to it. The greatest way to truly fulfill a dream is to cement it in your mind first. You get perfect parameters for it, you know? As an example of this, and this is gonna be a little excerpt from, you know, Think and Grow Rich. This is not my goal. You know, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be, you know, a super star platinum with 10 million gazillion fulfillion dollars in the bank. I literally just want enough money to order Postmates and pay rent. And of course, maintain a subscription to this game. You know, and maybe YouTube Premium, but I really don't need that. Honestly, guys, I really like ads. Ads are a good break from the content. As long as you just mute your fucking TV or your computer or whatever, you just mute it and you're like, oh yes, I get a break from constant, you know, smiling, cute, lewd anime girls. Thank God, right? Because honestly, anything that allows me to sort of decompress and sustain my own thoughts and my own merit of what I need from the world while I'm on the internet, I don't take for granted. I don't, because the thing is, internet will do nothing but distract you and keep you on the platform. And a lot of times, that distraction from reality will stop us from actually looking within. So if you want my opinion on it, ads are great for us, because if you mute the TV and you go the fuck away from the computer for a second, sometimes you realize, holy shit, man, what I need to be doing is not watching a YouTube video. You know, sometimes. Maybe other times you're just pissed off because you were in the middle of gooning. But whatever the case may be, I always try to look for the good in situations such as that. You know, whenever bad shit happens to me, it's just like the karmatic values. And this is exactly how dreams work, okay? They don't operate on specifically what happens, okay? They don't operate on specifically what, you know, feelings or what is in the physical realm is what dreams do. They operate on your mental state, and if you want to solidify them and actually achieve them, then you solidify your mental state. You get those parameters. You think, okay, how much money do I want? When do I want to get it? What do I want to do to get it? You know, you get those three things, you make it even more specific, and you're like, what time frame do I need this money by? And then you slowly build on from that. And the problem with this is, these dreams that people have, you know, sometimes they die, quote unquote, because we think we don't have all the pieces, and so we stop thinking that, you know, when I have the right pieces, I'll keep going. And then suddenly you're having a midlife crisis because, you know, the pieces came, the opportunity came to you in a weird way, but you didn't see it because you weren't on the path the entire fucking time, right? And this is why I say dreams don't really die, because if you're not fulfilling your own dream, you're probably fulfilling someone else's. You're probably working a job for some big budget CEO who is living out their dream right now, and you don't realize you're just a player. You're just a part of it. You're just a pawn in their Ponzi scheme. And of course, I don't have a problem with this. I love jobs. I love working. I love the fact that we can grind and turn our brains off and go towards a goal, you know, a shared goal, a community goal, right? And it should be a nice and beautiful thing that works out for everyone if CEOs weren't greedy, disgusting bastards who take 300% more than you. When it used to be 30%. That's like a fucking 280% increase, man, since the 60s. And we're wondering where all this pension money went. Bro, you know where the pension money went. You know, we are now in a crazy market economy of people who actively step and destroy your dreams in order to climb up just because of how, you know, the world has quote unquote told us how it is. It's not really how it is, man. You take a step outside, you look at people, they're actually kind. They're actually nice. They actually have souls. But the problem is we're not outside looking at people in the eyes and talking to them. We are right here where I am, you know, inside in the house, talking to an anime character, or, you know, people on Twitter, Instagram models, OF girls, you know, Discord friends. I fucking hate Discord friends. And why? Because people really truly find valuable friendships on there, and I just think it's crumbling. It's crumbling. Our ability to connect in real life is crumbling, and that's what I really liked about work. That was my favorite part. Of course, I love getting better. But eventually I realized getting better at work, of course it's fun to me, but it doesn't lead to actual good outputs. It just leads to more work. It leads to more disrespect. It leads to more people being resentful of you. And it leads to me just slowly but surely, just losing faith in my superiors. And I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, I don't like slowly becoming better than my boss at his own fucking job. Because I don't want to be him. I don't. I never did. I realize what comes with great power. You know, it's obviously just stupid amounts of responsibility, you know, things you gotta cash in, people you have to get in line and police, and I hate that. Like I said, guys, I have a weird flirting method of I don't force shit. You know, if I'm having sex, it's basically got to be me getting raped. I'm not even joking about you. I'm not even fucking joking. I basically got to get molested, because it's not something I look forward. It's not something that I've ever really had fun doing, TBH. And it's not something that my dreams have in it, you know. I have my whole dream life structured, set up, you know what I'm saying, like when I need to do it, and a girl and a friend and a guy or whatever, a partner has nothing to fucking do with it. I'm somebody who just probably became too good at being alone, and because of that, a lot of people are attracted to my presence. And I realized the reason why I like these customer service jobs is because I really didn't treasure, you know, other people's company enough. You know, I need to be forced into a social situation, or otherwise I just won't fucking do it, you know. And it's not like I have zero, you know, need for social interaction. Of course I do want to talk like a little bit to someone, but it's never ever been a requirement for me. It's never ever been something I look forward to. And this is just the introverted, you know, style, the frame of mind. And a lot of us are super lonely now because COVID crippled our ability to just get out there and do things, because we were no longer required to. You know, now we're strictly just not even required to at all. And it's scary because all these extroverted people who just make the efforts, who do the things, who blind themselves to the delusions and give up a little bit of their souls every time, but it's okay because, you know, we are a community, we're driving and working together, and I am just so jealous of that power. I'm not even gonna, you know, lie or mince words. I really am. I am jealous of that, like ability to just pair bond, because I really feel like, you know, during COVID we've really lost a lot of that. At least I definitely have, and I think it's something that I really have to work with someone to get back. You know, of course it's really good to be alone. The individuation process is what will bring us success, but I realized very, very early on that this is not the end game. This is not the end goal. Eventually I have to work this through with someone. There's a level cap that you reach by yourself. And this is another reason why these dreams quote unquote die, because people reach these level caps with themselves and they don't realize to be a true leader, to be a true architect of your life, you need to focus on other people. You need to focus on the team, because everything we do in this world is for other people. As much as I hate talking to literally everyone, the person who loves me the most in my life, my mother, I cannot stand having conversations with. And this is a real thing. This is a real fucking thing, guys. It's not, you know, oh, look at him joking about how socially anxious he is. It's like, no, it really is, because I bend over backwards to help sustain, regulate everyone else except for myself. I ask for absolutely nothing. And I realize this is kind of why I automatically put my dreams on the back burner. Why I planted the seed, and like I said, I didn't water it for a while. Because I planted my seed, and then I took my watering can, and I said, well, that one's planted. Time to make sure everybody else's plants are good, so my plant also grows with them. And that is not how life works, man. You have to water your plant first, and if you have enough water left over, you take it over to your friends, and then you start watering them people. It's just like airplanes, man. You got to put on yours first. And all of these things I'm saying is like, this is why dreams die. This is why dreams die. This is why dreams die. They're not really dying, guys. They're not really dying. I'm giving you reasons as far as why we are thinking these things are going away. But if it's truly there, if you really wanted it enough, it would not die. Just like what I'm realizing now, you know, when I said super early on, when I got on stage for the first time, and I was like, you know what? I could be the greatest entertainer of all time, so why don't I just do that? Once I said that in my mind, once I planted that motherfucking seed, and then everybody else in my life just sort of started reinforcing, and I just got set in my ways. I just decided, yeah, this is it. And it's not like I was grasping for it. It's not like I was wanting for it. It's like, I have to make everybody like me. I have to be the best actor. I have to study every day. I have to listen to all the music. I have to sing all the time and dance every second of the day. No. I planted the seeds so deep in the soil with so much nutrients. I let the roots grow to such a certain extent that I can't wake up in the morning without thinking about this. I can't walk down the street without busting a dance move. I can't, you know, actively be with someone without making them laugh or making them be entertained or having them look at something cool or having them be in just a greater emotional state than before. And with these videos, I'm noticing that sometimes people just want to be in an angry fucking state. In real life, I'm very scared to do this to people. I really am. If you introduce an idea to me, I'll humor it, you know? But even if you talk some stupid shit to me, I'm still gonna try and see your perspective. Honestly, nowadays, I don't care. There are truths to the world. There are. And I have to stop dealing with disrespect and retardation and acting like, oh yeah, let me just consider this shit. No, man, we all have our own opinions, but we all have solid truths that we have to adhere to, okay? And to a certain point, I have to be okay with not just hugboxing everyone, not just allowing everyone around me to feel good. And suddenly, this is gonna be crazy, I know, allowing myself to feel good about what I give to you. You know, and I feel like this is the main reason why I just struggle so much being around people when I'm physically there. You know, this is probably why I struggle being in chat rooms too, because there's so many times where I think of things to type in chat, where I think of messages, where I think of things to say, and I'm just like, oh no, I can't say that. That's too fucking, ooh, that's weird. You know, I can't do that. That would shove this person off, or just me considering how they would react to what I just fucking said. It's not what I should do. I should just fucking say it, right? And that's why I'm really thankful that I have this channel, these videos that are slowly teaching me that, because I think a true part of my dream, a true part of my vision is to be understood, and I'm never going to do that if I keep bending over backwards to allow everybody else's voice to pollute what I already know to be true. A lot of times us quote-unquote smart guys, I've been told I'm a genius, a smart guy, whatever the fuck you would call a Koopa thinker. A noko tinky. I've been called a lot of things. But the problem with me and people who are like me is that we always think there's a right answer to every sort of situation or platitude that we are faced with. And the funny thing is that there's a right answer, but there's a right answer for every single person on Earth. Not everybody has the same right answer, and they fucking shouldn't for that part, you know? And not everybody's gonna have the same ideas about that right answer. And we can agree, like I said, we can agree on truths, but guys, you realize the right answer for you sometimes isn't the truth. But it's the right answer for you, for your experience, for your life, for your nurture, for your nature. And yeah, the world models that we constantly create, the atmospheres that we constantly make. Oh, I got a burp. Ooh, yeah, you guys don't get my burps. I'm muted for that. That's for the Patreon. That's for the Patreon. Ooh. The life models that we make do not make up reality. They are always challenged. They will always be brought up into scrutiny, and because of the variable nature of humans, they'll most likely never come to fruition. And we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with the fact that we're going to have these dreams. We're going to have these ideas. We're going to have these ways to do it. But because of the weird way the world works, because God's an asshole and a comedian, we will never get it how we think it's going to come. And this used to piss me off about my art. About my art, man, because I would be like having this idea in my mind for a song, for a video, you know, for a mix, for anything, and it would never turn out how I wanted it to. And yes, that still fucking happens almost every damn near time. But now I just don't care. I just don't care. You know, I realize this is how the opportunities actually fucking happen. Okay, it's never going to look how it's supposed to look. In your mind, in your brain, in your third eye. It will never be equivalent to what we actually think it's going to be too. This is why I have such a crazy goal to be the greatest entertainer of all time, because if I set something stupidly specific down, I know it's not going to come true. And I'm just that kind of person that's like, I don't want to really achieve my goals, really. I know every time I have achieved a goal that I wanted, it's good. For 48 hours. And then it goes back to fucking terrible anguish, depression, all that good stuff. You guys know the deal. You know the spiel. And so I implore you, man, you know, allow yourself to have those huge dreams, and also allow yourself to retard max, you know? It's not gonna die. It's never gonna fucking die. And if you have, you know, if you're scared that it will, give up. You heard me. Give the fuck up. If you really think your dream's gonna die, stop it. Get out of there. Jump out of the pool. You know, you don't deserve to be in there. Because honestly, if you have something that you want so badly, then you should know no matter what path you take in life, it's always gonna be in the back of your head like, oh my God, I want that so bad. So if you really think it's gonna go away, then stop it. Stop all action towards it, you know? And when you realize that, oh shit, it's been like 2 months and I haven't even thought about that dream, then yeah, you didn't want it that much. And you gotta think of something else, you know, you gotta move somewhere else. You know, what have you been doing these last 2 months? You know, related to that shit, right? But what I really want to submit for you in this episode, guys, is that Nocturnus is a statement for passion, you know? He is always there. He's always in that alternate realm. He sees anyone with a drive, with a soul, with an ambition, and he attacks you. He will always attack you, okay? So if you're not constantly being attacked by Nocturnus, then your dreams are not strong enough, okay? And so if you're not constantly ready for the attacks, for the anguish, for the pain of a Nocturnus, then you need to take a step back and realize that your dream shouldn't have the ability to die. It should be infinite. It should be like a video game where when you fail, when you lose, when you spill water on the floor, you don't fucking burn the house down. You clean the floor and you keep going. Okay? And that's how your dream should go, man. I know many times on my road to the greatest, I've failed. I've struggled. You know, I've made missteps on this very playlist, on this very playthrough. I had to re-record the fucking basically entire Nox thing because after the first episode, my whole hard drive got wiped. And you know, I don't really like to talk about horrible things that happened this year, but many horrible things happened this year. Basically, right when I started streaming. And you know what I did? I kept fucking streaming. I did 37 hours in November, and we're on the road to do maybe 40 or so this month because I don't care about the results. I have a vision of what I want to do, and I have a way that I want to do it. And so all I gotta do is chop wood and cut water. Chop wood and cut water? Yeah. You know what? Chop wood and cut water. We're locking that bitch in. Cut that fucking water, bitch. I want to see a knife, and I want to see your cup, and I want to see you swirl that bitch. I don't know what I'm talking about, bro. But yeah, that's the thing about dreams, man. When you cemented the seed deep enough in you, that was kind of sexual. But when you cement the seed deep enough in your soil, you realize that you can access it from anywhere, at any time, at any place, and suddenly it doesn't become a chore to access it. Suddenly it's like, oh shit, I get to do this, and no matter what part of it is. You know, like, oh man, I hate taking a shower, but once I take a shower, I can game. Once I take a shower, I can do this, or whatever the fuck. You know, every part of your life becomes a section of that, and then you wake up in the morning excited to do this thing that comes towards your dream. You just have to realize burnout's a real thing. So when you don't feel like fucking doing it, don't fucking do it. And that's all you really need to remember. There's really not much else you need to be cemented on. You just gotta know that life is long, man, and it's okay to stop. Like I said before, man, if you really think, oh no, I can't stop working because the burnout, I don't care about it because I really need to go, and my dream's gonna go away if I don't do that. Yes, there is a time limit to life. Yes, we are on a divine time limit, but it's just like this stupid looks maxing and all this attraction thing that people are trying to do. I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry if this hurts you to hear, but if you don't have it, you don't fucking have it. Stop trying to force shit. Stop it. Get some help. Because for everybody who wants to be like a crazy famous influencer or artist or any kind of creator, you have to access what is already there. It's not gonna go away. It's not gonna get destroyed because Isaac Newton told us this shit. The matter don't do shit, okay? Either somebody took it from you and they have it, in which you should be happy that they have it. You should be happy that your fucking creation is somewhere, right? Just fucking move on, please. Or it's still there with you and you can let it rest and then it'll come back eventually, okay? The internet moves fast, you know? And because of the speedy nature of the internet, we got to understand that we're still humans. It's a different world than us, okay? We can't become internet. The AI is now doing that for us. The AI is now our retard internet space, okay? And that's crazy because that is literally what they wanted to make us. Not even on the internet spaces, but on the retail jobs, on every fucking blue-collar worker. That's what they wanted to make us. They wanted to make us AI. They wanted to make us efficient machines that just go, 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 never stop. And that is what we're seeing constantly on the internet now. There is 50K AI generated songs uploaded an hour. Every hour, all the hour. It's kind of crazy. And that's not even kind of crazy. It's actually fucking bonkers, okay? And that is what they want because it's not the objective to get us all, you know, having fulfilled dreams. It's the objective to keep us all distracted so that, you know, everybody doesn't fulfill their dreams and the world becomes a more let's call it muted place because I don't want to say neutered. That sounds a little graphic, right? But they are stripping away our masculinity, perhaps in the form of our cocks. Who fucking knows? But yeah, I have to leave you guys here. My dog is snoring behind me. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm making very boring videos. I hope you guys enjoy these though. This is the end of the playlist, so run that shit back if you're still trying to get to bed. You know, go ahead, hit the loop button. Next time, we are running through Malroth in the world of the nightmares. anguish, whatever. But yeah, we'll do the Malroth quest next on this playlist. I believe, though, for me, I'm going to start on the wonderful version 4.324. I think it's 4.24876 4 point whatever. It's going to be fun, okay? So join me for that. Remember, your dreams don't die, okay? I'd say the greatest lesson for us to learn is to not fight burnout. Don't fight burnout. Don't fight heartbreak. You got to sit down and feel that shit, baby. Feel it out, you know, in your bones, in your butt, in your booty, in your pie hole, okay? Because that's what's really going to give us the satisfaction from life, the fulfillment from life that we are so desperately seeking, okay? It's doing what you want to do and getting what you think you deserve from it. And we're never going to do that unless we plant the seeds and wait for them to grow by just being ourselves, doing our thing. You know, don't get good at what you hate. Please, for the love of God. That is what oftentimes leads to crash outs, suicide, and midlife crises. But anyways, I'm going to leave you guys here. My dog snoring is getting annoying, so I'm going to get out. Peace out, peeps. I'll see you next time. Prince, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up.
Baby, this is rolling papers too. This is rolling papers too.